Hey everybody, it is Patrick Vogelpool, your favorite online education guru. Guru, yeah. Why the hell not? I'm a guru. Okay, now that I've terrified all of you, here's essay 3. For you folks, it is due on Wednesday, October 22. 4 page doesn't work, cited page. In 13 days, the late U.S. Senator Robert F. Kennedy offers an insider's view to the Cuban Missile Crisis. Throughout the book, he also reveals how his brother, President John Kennedy, led his advisors through this terrifying moment in U.S. history. In your third essay, please reveal how President Obama is or is not handling the rise of the Islamic State in Iraq or Syria, according to a principle embraced by either Kennedy, the president, or Kennedy, the senator at the time, 13 days. So in other words, pick a principle. Pick an idea about leadership, about government, about crisis management that either Kennedy seems to value in 13 days. And then what you do is reveal how Obama is abiding by that principle or is not abiding by that principle in handling the Islamic State, also known as ISIS or ISIL. Okay? That's it. That's all it is. And you have to go find evidence to support your thesis. That's it. Can't grade your essay if you fail to do the following. You've got to have an essay and a works cited page that adheres to MLA guidelines. You got to do it, and some of you just aren't, and there's no reason for that. So I'll be sending you folks a friendly PowerPoint showing you how to get that done. Intro needs to explain a crisis management principle that either Kennedy embraced, right, as made evident in 13 days. So it could be something that JFK really believed in or RFK really believed in. That's it. You don't need a summary even of 13 days. I know what happened. You need a thesis that reveals what you will prove and how you will do so. You need a quote, to quote, or paraphrase 4 sources other than 13 days. So again, I don't like papers with a ton of sources, but you got maybe 1, 2, at the most, I'm thinking 3 quotes from 13 days and 4 pages, at the most. But we're going to need a lot of information from outside sources on Obama and ISIS, or the Islamic State, or ISIL, from the news. So you might need to get 3 news stories, or 2 news stories, and a couple tweets, stuff like that, video. Frontline video, anything like that, okay? So think of 13 days as a primary source that, you're going to quote a couple times. Then you have maybe 2 more news stories that you quote a couple times, and there's maybe 2 or 3 other sources that you have 1 sentence that you quote, right? Or a tweet that you cite and quote. That's it. Works cited page must be excellent, for the love of God. And for America, really. Grading rubric. The more emphatically I can actually answer yes to these questions, the more points you will earn. Is your intro clear and accurate? Is your thesis clear? Does it reveal what you will prove and how you will do so? Do you develop 3 or 4 separate arguments? So if Obama is doing something that one of the Kennedys would like, please prove it 3 or 4 different ways in handling ISIS or ISIL. If he isn't, I need different arguments. Okay? You need to prove it to me. Either way, whether you like what he's doing or not, or if you think he is doing something according to Kennedy or not. And by he, I also mean his administration. 40 points for the argument. Make sure that the sources pass the crap test. Ship that along too. If you haven't already seen it, I believe you already have it. If not, it's coming. Do these arguments make sense, and are they well organized? So whatever you're offering me, it's based in logic, and it's clear, and you're not trying to make a stretch argument and really come to a place where I don't believe it because you're so invested in proving that the president's really doing great or really screwing up. Don't try to make gold out of lead. You don't need to. Do you offer brief summaries when necessary of outside sources? You don't need one for 13 days, but if there are a couple news stories you need to summarize, that's fine. Do you integrate quotes correctly? Or is your conclusion interesting? Does it answer the question, so what? Are your sentences excellent? So, excellent sentences is 15% of the paper. Works cited, MLA format, 10% of the paper. 25% of the paper is just getting the format right. I am handing you points. Timeline, review 13 days, the assignment sheet this week, and we'll review the crap test. I'll email you the PDF. Yeah, what the hell? I'll send you a video explainer later this week. Next week, conferences. I'm going to try to have some time at the actual library where we could actually meet if you're around. You don't need to send me a draft if you're going to meet with me by phone. You do need to present to me your thesis and your outside source. Those are what I'm looking at to make sure that you're on the right page, and then we can talk through the arguments, how you're going to build it. Week of 10-20, you submit that third essay. So for you guys, it's the 22nd. Let's see. Frequently asked questions. I don't know a lot about politics. Am I doomed to fail? Not at all. All you need to know is 13 days and the basics of the Obama administration's handling of the Islamic State in Syria and Iraq. And so how do you learn those basics? Well, if you've completed all of the assigned readings related to this topic, you probably know most of the basics. Also, continue to follow the crisis in the news. Stick to the popular vanilla news sites, CNN, ABC, CBS, and NPR for actual news. NBC, not MSNBC. Okay, it leans too far politically to the left. Okay, for analysis, in other words, how to see what people are making of it, a wide range of opinions, both good and bad, on the Obama administration's handling of the Islamic State. That's when you go to MSNBC. That's when you go to Mother Jones, a very liberal publication. National Review, a very conservative publication. Fox, those guys. Follow these Twitter feeds still. New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Financial Times Mideast, Time Magazine, Fox News, White House, Speaker Boehner, right? Department of Defense, State Department, at MSNBC if you want. The basics. You want stuff right down the middle, you want stuff to the left, you want stuff to the right, and you want legitimate sources from the executive branch. Next question. Okay, so my last essay was filled with MLA errors. What the hell? How do I stop being terrible at MLA? We're going to talk about that this week. I'll be sending you PowerPoint on it, and I'll probably be explaining that PowerPoint later in the week. It's not your fault. It's the schools you attended. It is their fault. They screwed up. Unless they taught you well and you just screwed up because you're lazy. Next question. I have powerful, irrational feelings about the Kennedys, our president, terrorists, or ISIS. And at the beginning of the semester, you, Vogelpool, told us to avoid topics that fill us with too much emotion. What sort of monster are you, Vogelpool? Why are you a bastard. First of all, bastard's a strong word. You slow down. Second, you got to move past your emotions on this stuff. Whether you adore the president or you can't stand him or you hate terrorists, which we all pretty much do, and you want them to die, which we all pretty much do. You got to get past that and do the damn work. Just do the work. So have a clear thesis. Find solid evidence. Draw clear connections between your thesis and your evidence. Avoid editorializing. If you do all this, your emotions should be masked and shouldn't be a detriment to you when it comes time for me to grade. Can we use Wikipedia as a source? We used it in class. You made us read it. Come on, Vogelpool. Be cool. I am cool. All right? I had a Michael Jackson jacket in 3rd grade. I've been to several parties that the cops have had to break up. So I'm way cool. You can use Wikipedia as a source, but only to provide background information on the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. Okay? Only use Wikipedia to explain why or how the Islamic State began to terrorize these 2 countries. Better yet, use Wikipedia, if you can, as a place to find even better sources. So that's it, folks. The real key here is making sure you're pulling good evidence to support your claim. It's got to be strong news. It's got to be well wrought. Okay, folks? So do it. And be great. And please email me if you have questions. And that's it. Have a good evening.